Legislation and communication in customer service. The sales contract. When a customer purchases a product and service offering from a business, a contract is entered. The consumer has the right to receive the product and service offering that meets or exceeds their expectations of value, and the business has the right to expect payment within an appropriate timeline. Legislation. There is a range of legislation that serves to protect consumers, to ensure the safety of the goods and services provided, ethical advertising and promotional activities, product volumes are accurate, such as weighs and measures, post-sale protection in the form of warranties and other forms of post-sale support, appropriate credit terms, entertainment is correctly and appropriately classified, transparent and compliant resolution processes, protection of collected personal information, appropriate administration of the goods and services tax, intellectual property such as trademarks and logos are not infringed. The legislation that covered these protections include, but is not limited to, consumer protection legislation, anti-discrimination legislation, privacy legislation, work health and safety legislation, and environmental protection legislation. As a member of a sales and customer service force, it is important to understand that you are facilitating contractual obligations between two parties, each with protected rights. In the event that these rights have been breached by a business, there typically can be civil and potentially criminal litigation. To minimize or prevent these occurrences, many businesses develop standard operating procedures, which are step-by-step instructions for a work process, such as servicing a customer. These procedures are typically overviewed with sales and customer service staff at training and induction initiatives. Misleading representation. One of the most common legislative breaches in customer service relates to false or misleading representation. It is against consumer legislation to falsely represent any of the following: that goods are of a particular standard or for a particular use, that goods are of a particular standard or quality, goods are new or the price of goods, availability of parts and repairs, the place of origin of the goods, the need for goods and services, and warranty conditions or rights to remedy. The customer and customer service staff interface is an essential ingredient to building a base of brand loyal customers. A key ingredient of this interface is interpersonal skills and effective communication. Effective communication involves spoken and written text, as well as many other forms of communication. With regards to spoken and written text, it is important that the sales and customer service staff ensure the following are implied: dictation of voice or clear expression of each word and phrase, tone and pitch of voice, which relates to how loud and how modulated your voice is, tempo or the speed of your communications, appropriate language that is clear and free from jargon, courtesy and formality by ensuring communication is respectful, embracing, and warm. In addition to spoken and written text, communication is also facilitated by a person's body language or non-verbal language. Body language includes, but is not limited to, body posture and position, facial expressions and level of eye contact, gestures such as hand, arm, and finger movements. It is also important to consider the variation in body language that can be experienced with cultural difference. Of course, effective communication requires both a giver of information and a receiver. In sales experiences, it is essential that when a prospective customer is speaking with you, that you are applying active listening skills. It is widely considered that whilst people have significant capacity to communicate, there does exist limitations in our ability to listen. Active listening is the deliberate process which requires the receiver of information to periodically stop the speaker and confirm understanding with the speaker, such as the following example. Okay, if I have this right, then what you are telling me is that you need a lawnmower that is reliable, robust, and economical. These statements are then either confirmed or clarified by the speaker before the conversation then continues. Open versus closed questions. When engaging with a prospective customer, it is important to note that each customer may not have a clear grasp of what their needs, wants, and expectations are. These details can be extracted by asking a series of open questions. An open question is any question that requires a detailed response. An example open question is, I understand you are looking for a lawnmower and you're not too sure about the features that you're looking for, but can we start with the non-negotiables or the things the lawnmower must have? This example open question should ensure that extensive information about some of the features the customer is looking for is provided, and therefore some purchasing options can be identified. Closed questions, on the other hand, only afford the respondent the opportunity to provide only one-word answers, such as a yes or a no, and therefore prevents the extraction of sufficient detail to offer the customer purchasing options. An example of a closed question would be, are you shopping for a new lawnmower? Negativity. It is not uncommon that during the sales process, a sales or customer service person will encounter negativity from a prospective customer. This negativity can be in the form of disdain or arrogance, or could have a root cause of anxiety and frustration. In addition, the prospective customer may be challenging the knowledge and skill of the sales and customer service staff to ensure they feel confident in dealing with them and to obtain the best deal they can. In these situations, it is essential to retain a courteous and diligent approach to the sales process and not respond negatively to the customer with discourtesy or unethical tactics with the intent to simply finalize the sale.